Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of our JustNoMil. In today's episode, MIL finds out we're moving across the country, narcissistic panic ensues. So we moved and finally went to court over the break-in. JustNoMil attempts to invite herself to our place because of hurricane. In-laws punished me. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. MIL finds out we're moving across the country, narcissistic panic ensues. So after we sent the NC text, things were actually pretty quiet. Aside from one text begging us not to take her to court for the £5,000 as she's working on getting it, she's on benefits so can't have over a certain amount of money in her account. She's left us alone. We didn't think this was her being nice and respecting us. She's got a history of doing what we ask when it's at breaking point for a short space of time to turn around and go see. I did what you said, I'm really nice. Now you have to do XYZ for me or I'll scream at you. As much as we'd like to have left without telling her, we needed to tell my partner's younger siblings so knew there'd be some fallout. We decided to meet them all when they were visiting their gran, MIL's mom, as MIL doesn't supervise them or take them there. This meant we could tell the kids without MIL using the move against us. Aka her past of making her baby cry whenever I was there and blaming me saying the baby didn't like me, or making all the kids upset over something we do that's fine but she doesn't like so she can tell us we're horrible and upsetting them. So we figured we can tell them, deal with the reactions, and she can't make it worse. They were pretty much fine, a little upset but took it well. Then we went home and waited. An hour later one of the kids texts upset about how he can't go to a sports club because my partner used to be made to take him, so obviously MIL has played the well you can't go if they can't take you, there's no reason she can't take him, she has no job or commitments so it's obviously a power play to upset the kid because he was actually totally fine with us going. Couple days later my partner hears from one of the siblings' dads. Apparently MIL has been texting him about how horrible that sibling has been and it's all our fault. She also told him and devastated they're moving and things won't go back to how they used to be. Aka, I'm sad I won't get a change to suck them back into doing everything for me while I scream at them. She's not sad that she won't get a chance to fix things, only that she won't get a chance to use us anymore. It's crazy how much the fake I care and want us all to get on has disappeared now, it's only about what she can get from other people. That she wants things back to how they were despite my partner telling her many times how miserable she was making them. Fast forward a week, and my partner gets a phone call from their gran who is now a flying monkey. She says the family is in crisis and somehow it can only be solved if my partner drops everything and starts tutoring the kids. When asked, she admits that MIL put her up to this. So she's now also NC. A few days later again, we start getting texts from the younger siblings saying Mom said I can't go to XYZ extracurricular unless you take me. Obviously we said sorry but no and it's MIL's job to organize this, and she was doing it fine until she realized we were going. She's clearly panicking and realizing that she won't get a chance to go back to manipulating my partner into being her emotional punching bag again. The fake I respect you and want a good relationship has fallen, and now it's 100% just her making it very clear she only ever cared about what she can take from us. It's pretty entertaining to watch, and we're looking forward to getting out of here in 4 weeks. And no, she doesn't know where we're moving, just that it's many hours away. Anyone want to place bets on how much she'll escalate before we go? So we moved and finally went to court over the break-in. We moved towards the beginning of June actually, so this update's a little overdue. I've been pretty busy lately, so I haven't had much time to write out an update. The move. My dad came down to help us move, as did Bil and his fiancée. Things went pretty well, except for when it came to taking down one of our security cameras. It fell and broke, sad face. We were, for the most part, all packed up and ready to go. MIL then showed up and blocked our driveway with her car. She started crying about how we didn't tell her we were moving, and she couldn't believe it, etc., etc., etc. She wouldn't move her car, even after us asking her to, so I called the non-emergency line for the police. BIL also got MIL's breakdown on video, because holy shit, her crying got worse after I called. One cop showed up, and he escorted her off the property so we could get on our way with moving. This was also caught on video. We ended up moving several hours away. We got a dog not long after. There's a picture of her on my profile if you're interested, but nothing really happened with MIL for a while. I did, however, start looking into collecting evidence in case I ever need to get a restraining order against MIL. Figured it's better to start now instead of being in a panic if something actually happens. We've got our cameras set up, we're unpacked, and I've gotten a new job. Then it's time for court. To make a long story short, she's being fined a decently large amount of money, and she's having to pay for the shit she stole and broke. Which includes some of my cake pans. I think she got off easy, but at this point, I don't really care. Brought up the fact that MIL had apparently been breaking into my house for a while at this point, and I brought up her theft of my clothes, but they didn't seem to give a shit since there was nothing really documented about that. That's the part I'm pissed off about, but I don't know if that's just because they truly can't do anything because it's not documented, or if it's because they just don't care. But her breaking into our house is now over and done with, and I don't think she knows where we live. Two other things before I post this. BIL is working on cutting MIL out of him and his fiance's life, especially since they're likely getting married soon. MIL thinks I'm pregnant. I'm not, and have no clue why she thinks I am, but just in case she got into the house again, we replaced the condoms and birth control. Again. I'm hoping that this is the last time I'll post here, so thank you all for the advice you've given me. JustNoMil attempts to invite herself to our place because of hurricane. TW mentioned miscarriage. She texted my DH this beautiful text. If the hurricane comes, we will go to your house. Thanks for but dialing, dad, it's all we want, just a call. Miss you both. My poor DH thinks she's lost it. She makes no sense to him. I think she's trying her best to reinsert herself since I'm due in 2 weeks, and is using the hurricane as an excuse. We don't even have the room to house her if we were to invite her anyways. The best I can offer her is my couch. Apparently now my house isn't too dirty for her. She did say I deserve to miscarry because it's too messy. Funny how her tune changes with Elo coming so soon. Even if we were on good terms, I'm not having unvaccinated people over with my newborn. DH is ignoring her, but gosh, does she grind my gears. We're in the cone of uncertainty when her town isn't even in it. Why would you want to come to where it's predicting to hit? In-laws punished me. I've been married for 3 years now. Never really spoke to in-laws and didn't really care, neither did they. They only spoke to my husband about once a month. I got pregnant and gave birth during COVID, and his family comes out of nowhere saying they want to see Lo as much as possible. They came over a week out of the hospital without asking us, but since they drove 2 hours, H let them in because it was hot out and they didn't have a place to stay. H asked why didn't they ask ANS, they said because it was a surprise. We let them stay for 4 days, and since I just had Lo I wasn't cooking or cleaning much. H gladly took over. One day while I was nursing, his mom comes in to help me, and says you should really be helping your H cook and clean, not just eating and making more stuff dirty around the house. I just woke up and Lo was eating, so I was blindsided. She then took the baby and was like, here, I'll hold him while you clean up this room. Put a bra back on and clean up. I did that and baby started crying. I told her to leave and let me feed baby. At the time H was food shopping with his dad and his sister was in our living room watching TV. Since it was COVID, no one was working, ANS his parents are retired. After they left I told H that was awkward and rude. But since he never heard his mom talking to me, he didn't know what to say. Fast forward, they kept asking to come over again, and H kept saying no. They wanted to have a 4th of July day early, so we went to their house. They sat us down and started complaining about how they never ee us and low, and how they wanted to start coming over once a week. They also wanted YS to start coming over every other week mend while they come over every other weekend and stay. H said he didn't think that was a god idea, and his mom bursted in tears. She ran inside and his sister starts badgering me about how I destroyed the mom's hopes and dreams of having us be one big happy fanicky, and how I should be ashamed of myself for that behavior. My H went to go talk to his mom, and his dad starts yelling at him Abby at how I'm controlling SND, they need to SE the grandchild, or they'll sue for rights. His mom came back and said she doesn't know why we hate her when she's done nothing but help and she needs to be happy in life. I was getting up to walk away, and they yelled at me to sit down while I was being talked to. They then said since I act like I don't want them in my life, then go away, and don't bother calling with requests or for help. We left that day and husband apologized for not knowing what to do as he was shocked. His dad texted and said he better have a good excuse for storming off like that. H said he was being yelled at and didn't appreciate it was he's not a kid, and is married, and has his own kid. Then his dad hung up on him, and has not said much since. His mom also never texted on Father's Day while his dad and sister did. H wanted to send a photo of him and baby to his mom because he felt bad for what happened and wanted her to text him, but I told him to leave it alone. Am I going crazy? Forgot to say that his mom called after the visit and was on speaker. His mom said, "Oh, I have resources to help out with her mental health. She seems a little off these days." H wasn't paying attention as he was playing games, so he responded with "Mom," then she said, "I'll email you them, but don't tell her I brought it up." If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.